everyone. So yes, back with another spring set. I've got some transfer foils and some striping tape that I thought I might like to make a design out of. I do have a couple of green polishes as well as this pot polish from Benelisa. I featured it in my last nail haul and I really want to try it. So I kind of wanted the middle nail to be the darkest and then the lighter colors spread out to the other nails. I don't know why I'm really into that kind of design right now. Um, then I'm going to use this reflective polish and do that on either side of this darker green nail. And then I believe I'm going to use two coats for this. Um, just because it was a little sheer. I only used the one coat that you see for the dark green in the middle because it's basically going to be covered as far as I know. I'm got a really big habit of starting a nail design with stuff that I want to use, but then I don't really know exactly how I'm going to lay it out. So, and then I am going to use this lighter mint green with the holographic glitter in it. And I'm actually going to end up doing three coats of this because it was still a bit more opaque than I wanted. I mean, a little more sheer than I wanted it to be. So, again, once I see how that looks, then we kind of move on to the design and what I want to do. I don't know why. But now I'm just going to go in with the second coat of polish on all of them. And again, we're going to go with a third coat on those outer nails. Um, I thought this green reflective polish was really pretty. It's not as reflective as some of the other polishes that I have, but I think it went really well with the design. So here we go. We're going to put the second coat. And as you can see, it's still just a tad bit more sheer than I want it to be. And I mean, you could leave it like that. It's really what you like. I just I wanted a bit more opacity to it to kind of tie in with the other nails as well. So we're going to go ahead and put that other third coat on, and you can see how it kind of did really help. And I think it looked great with the design. I'm actually kind of excited with this one. I don't do green polish very well. So after sitting here and pondering for a while, I decided, okay, let's go ahead and do the transfer foil. I wiped them all off with 70% alcohol. I find that it's helping me a little bit with bubbles and creases and stuff with the transfer foil gel. So at first I just thought of doing it on the four, the reflective and the glitter nails, the mint green glitter nails, and then later on in the video, you'll see, okay, because I have no idea what I'm doing or what design I wanted to create, so I'm just freehanding it. I decide a little later that we're going to use it on the middle finger as well. So once I get that done, I do go through and I wipe them down really well with kind of a dry brush to keep them from creasing and bubbling. Um, and then I kind of let them sit for a second upside down and then pop them in the lamp for 60 seconds. So you'll see here I kind of wipe down all the excess on the edges once I know the nail is fully covered with the glue. And then, like I say, I pop them upside down for a minute and then pop them in the lamp for 60 seconds. So now I am literally just going to cut the foils the way I want them. And I decided, okay, we're gonna go for a little diagonal design here. Or yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. But I didn't want a full design of the transfer foil. And in retrospect, looking back, I probably could have gotten away with it had I really been thinking ahead. But of course, I wasn't. So I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite end, going in the opposite direction. And I had to figure out what that was because, Dyslexia, and I'm kidding. So I went through and I added those on. I'm trying not to touch with my finger because it is still sticky on the actual painted part of the nail where I put the foil. So I finally decided to grab my silicone tool, or maybe not, I don't really remember, and then just kind of rub that in really well. These foils and the transfer foil glue really work well together. So I'm gonna take that striping tape and I'm just going to add it to basically divide um, the base color from the transfer foils. And I'm just lightly placing them right now because I want to go through and really butt it up against the edge of the foil. So once I got them all snipped, then you're going to see me go through and I kind of lift it gently and right up along the end of that transfer foil. So once I'm happy with it, I'm going to take my silicone tool and I'm just really going to rub it in there to make sure it stays in place. And I'm just going to do that with all of them. I think I cut some of it out because it can get a little repetitive and boring. But I'm just going to do that with all of them, butt it up right against that transfer foil so you don't really see a transition. And then I'm going to go through and cut off the excess. And I do this by lifting the edge to where there's actually a little tiny room where there is no um, striping tape. So that way the top coat actually seals it in. Because if you wear it long enough, your top coat does tend to wear a little bit, and then the striping tape will move along right with it. So if you're doing this on a client, definitely want to cut it a bit above the actual edge. Now, at this point, I finally decided, you know what, that green is a bit much. So I'm actually going to add the same striping tape, but then I'm also going to add this pink one. And I thought that might tie in a little bit better with the colors on this, with the reflective polish and that mint polish on the end nails. But I added a bit more pink just to kind of tie in with, the flowers and the transfer foil. So once I'm satisfied with that placement, I go through with the silicone tool and I just rub them in. And then I go through and cut them off at the edges. And then this is where I finally decide, okay, something's missing. I know I want gems, but I don't want them on this finger. So I decided, well, we're going to tie in with the flower transfer foil. I love to make things more difficult for myself. So now I'm just going to grab the transfer foil gel and kind of butt it up right up against that lip of the pink striping tape. And it was already clean, so I'm not too worried about bubbles. But once I actually get it onto where I like it, I just clean off the excess. And here's where I made a big mistake. I completely forgot that the foil next to it, ugh, ah, watching it makes me cringe, was still sticky. So I went to lift it, and when I did that, it lifted the foil, so there's a crack in my design. I should have just left it alone, knowing full and well I can just take some alcohol and clean it. But either way, it turned out fine. I'm just gonna grab some alcohol and clean off that bit of foil that got stuck on the nail so you don't see it in the final design. And I cleaned off the other one just so nothing else gets stuck in it. I just don't wanna deal. So now I know I'm going to top coat these two end ones. There's nothing else I want to do to them. I really like the way they look. I love the shine of the holographic glitter. I love the sheerness. Everything was perfect. I wish I did go through and add a line of the pink striping tape to all of these as well, but I really wanted these to be majority green, so I'm really not upset. Uh, I hope they turn out the way I want to in the final go around. I mean, for a freehand design, F it, you know. So now I'm gonna take my iGel Beauty Jewelry Gel. I'm gonna use pink, green, and white gems. Just gonna grab some of my dotting tool and just kind of lay a layer of it where I want the gems to go. Um, They usually say, and then I wanted a cuticle bit for this one. I did want them to be a little different. I didn't want them to be exactly the same. Most of the nails are anyways. I mean, So I'm going to take a big pink one, plop that right down in the center, and then I'm going to take some green, smaller ones, move that on in, the same size on either side, and then go in with some smaller clears. And then I'm going to move on to the cuticle band, and we're going to do the same thing but smaller gems, just because it is a cuticle band. You don't want to go too crazy. So green on either side, and then the smaller clear gems on that side as well. And to finish the look, if you know me, I absolutely love caviar beads. I think they finish gem looks like no other. I'm gonna try and get this to where you guys can actually see me doing it. These are some pretty small ones. I think these are the second to smallest ones that I have. Um, and then I decided on the other one that I was going to use the size larger than this. So I butt them up right in there. I do believe these actually help your gem stay in place as well. And so I do. I like them. They finish the look. It makes it look like a piece of art. And it just, I don't know, it makes it look classy, like an actual, you know, piece of jewelry. So I did. I went ahead and got the bigger caviar beads out and put them along the edges. I didn't really feel like capping them with a caviar bead, but in the end I decided to, just to really finish it off. Um, and of course I didn't have enough glue, so I went ahead, or jewelry gel, and added some more, and noticed that that smaller one peeked in there. And now I'm just gonna, I love this jewelry gel. It does seem to keep my gems on. And I like it because, of course, it cures in the lamp. So this is what they are looking like. They are not top coated. So I am going to go ahead and cure that for 60 seconds, and then we're going to get to top coating. Um, you can kind of see here, I butt up the gel up along the crystals. I don't cover the crystals, but I do like to get a nice seam in there so it lays up along and really helps those gems stay secure. And then I like to go through on the back. If this were a client's hand, I probably would actually just be going in with a detailer brush to do this, And then of course I like to cover the caviar beads so they don't change color, but I've never really had anybody tell me they do change color, and mine have never actually changed color. So you never know. But again, I'm just going to butt those up along the gems, the top coat. And once that is done, I'm going to give it a full cure. And you guys got to tell me, this is the finished product. What do you guys think? I think they actually came out really cute. They do all tie in together. I think the gems give it an extra pop. The holographic glitter on the ends there is gorgeous, as well as the reflective polish. A few things I would have changed, but you know what? This is a great spring set. Let me know in the comments if you would have had anything different to do about it. And thank you guys so much for watching again, and we shall see y'all in the next one. Bye.